What's going on, traders? Marksman Trading here. This is another day trade recap. It's November 30th. Only took one trade today. Actually, we had a break-even day. Well, actually, I was down 50 cents because I took like 0.25, 25 cents slippage on one MNQ contract. So I wanted to take it to break-even, but I guess I'm technically down 50 cents in the day. So I guess there goes my 2-week green streak, but that's all right. I was actually up 1R on it, but I'll get into why I didn't take it at 1R. In this video. So to get started, we opened up green on the day. Wait, no, I'm sorry. We didn't. Pre-market, we were up green on the day. We were rejecting the supply zone. 9:30 data came out, or sorry, 8:30 data came out. Rejected the top end of the supply zone. Moved down. The first trade I was looking to take was a pre-market trade at 9:11. I was waiting for it to react to this dash white line as previous day's close. I wanted to see it soak this higher low right here after moving kind of below it and then moving up again. I was waiting for it to close above yesterday's close and the 9 EMA in the 1 minute because it was still kind of like a little wicky on top. And so as soon as this closed, I went to take it, but it popped up so fast, I didn't have a chance to get filled with it. Or if I did like mark it in, I would have gotten like an awful fill. So it wasn't even, it was almost a 1R trade if it would have gotten filled at the lows or the open of this candle, but unfortunately, it just went too fast. So didn't get in, but that's all right. Would have had my stop loss at the low of day. So would have gotten in around, what is that, like 16.043.5, risking to 16.034.5. So yeah, that's one trade I missed. But as you can see how it kind of soaks this flush right here, creating a higher low, gets back above previous day's close and kind of pops up. Anyways, so the market opened at 9:30. We flushed down below this demand zone, came down into this demand zone. Here's the second trade that I missed out on that I tried taking. And this one I was just taking too long with figuring out how many contracts to take because I'm risking $50 per trade, but sometimes I take 3, sometimes I take like 1 to 2 contracts. So I always enter my entry and stop loss in a calculator I create on Google Sheets before I take a trade. Actually, I'll pull that up real quick. This is the calculator I use. You can type in your entry, your stop loss. It shows you how much you're risking per contract, and it gives you 1R, 1.5R, 2R, 3R, 4R targets. So that's what I use. I like to just type that in before I enter. And so I was watching this higher low right here. We had 5-minute demand over here. I'll just put an arrow where I was going to get in. Right there. We had 5-minute demand line forming. We had 2-minute demand. Turn supply, turn demand again. Let me pull that up real quick just to show you what I was looking at. Right here, yeah, we had 2-minute demand, turn supply, turn demand again. You can see this 10-10 candle closed above that as well. So on the 1 minute, I was looking at, I remember in the other video I mentioned how I didn't want to go long in a demand zone when it's rejecting top end of demand zone. I wanted to see an engulfing candle close above that. And that's exactly what happened here. This is a perfect representation of it. So we bottomed out in this demand zone, kind of formed a higher low, flushed a little bit, and then we shot up at 10-11. Had a nice bullish engulfing green candle right there. And then I always look to take, the pullbacks into like the 9 EMA on the 1 minute after it kind of closes above it. So it closed above the demand zone in the 9 EMA. I want to go long here, but I was just too slow with putting my not my order in, but just typing out in my calculator how many like contracts to take and stuff. So I was still figuring that out. And by the time I figured that out, it was too high for me. So this trade actually went 3R into this supply zone up here again. So unfortunately, didn't capitalize it. Would have been a solid trade. Probably would have made the day actually, because as you can see, we could have used a 1 minute bar by bar trail stop on it, and we would have stopped out at the top. I think that's above over 2R or something like that. If we would have taken it at the low of this candle right here, at the low of this candle, breaking the low of this 1018 candle. So yeah, I was looking to put my stop loss below this higher low right here. Usually when I take higher lows, I put it at like the low, like the most recent pivot, but that's when I take higher lows at the low end. Here I was taking like the high end of the higher low as it was kind of like breaking out, and so I had a tighter stop loss. I don't usually do that, but I felt comfortable doing it here. But like I said, I wasn't even able to get in. So anyways, we moved back down, moved lower, and we had another demand break and retest. And so this demand turned into supply. We moved below it, shot back into it. We pulled into the 9 EMA in the 5-minute over here. We had a nice topping tail, red candle. And then I took it as soon as we closed below the 9 EMA and closed below the demand zone, I guess supply zone now, and then took the pullback right back into the 9 EMA. And so I got filled at 15913.5. I was looking for a new low because it's a trend, right? We had a trend day. We were trending down since like 9:30. So I was looking for it to make new lows. So we had 3 criteria. We had a supply zone. We had this 5-minute demand turned into supply now. This line right here, the green dash to green red. I think that was the only supply line up there. But yeah, that's what we were playing. I set the stop loss to the high of this pullback at 1101. So the stop loss was 15931.25. And it actually did give us 1R at this 1110 candle, but I didn't take it because I was expecting a new low because, if we're trending, we're going to make a new low. But we ended up kind of coming down to this 15900 level and then soaking that level. We had a nice green bottoming tail right there. Some kind of like wick bottoms on all these candles. So realistically, I definitely should have been proactive and covered around there. At least at like 1112 when I saw that it was, kind of getting bidded back up. And I was holding it for break even, but in Apex, because I trade for a prop firm, in Apex they have a trailing drawdown or trailing like threshold drawdown or whatever it's called on open positions. And so I wasn't able to I could set it to break even, right? But they raised the stop loss on my account by the highest amount my account hits. So my account was up technically 1R. It wasn't closed P&L, but it was open P&L. And so I still kind of lost 1R in this trade because they raised the liquidation level on my account by like $50 because I was up $50 during this trade. So that kind of sucks because I still took it to break even. So now for the future, I have to kind of keep a tight trailing stop on my trades. So as soon as this level was not wanting to break, I should have taken like a smaller green, then let it come all the way back to break even. Because I guess that's just how you got to do things at Apex. Because I'm still in the eval account, and so they take it away, that rule. They take it away once you get funded. I think you meet like the profit target or whatever in the funded account. But until then, I guess I just gotta deal with it. So that's what I'm gonna do for the future when it comes to like risk management and stuff like that, and like taking profit. I'll have tight. I'll still play the chart, right? Because I was looking at this level. I kind of failed to do that actually this time. I was just hoping it would make new lows, but it was clearly kind of like soaking up this level right here. So in the future, I'll keep a tighter trail stop, play the levels, and stop out if the level starts soaking. Because yeah, this would have been like a $50 trade roughly, a little less than that, at 1R. So that would have worked. Anyways, other things I noticed today was since I'm a supply and demand trader, I usually take a lot of reversals like V-shapes, inverse head and shoulders, higher lows, stuff like that. I'm not used to trend days. And so today kind of threw me off a little bit. Like this trade I usually don't take just because I'm not too familiar with it because, it was moving down. Usually I take, it's not like a reversal trade at all. So one thing I was just like looking back on like the chart movement today and in the price action, and I saw this kind of like demand break and retest. So like I turned this demand into supply over here, and I wasn't sure how to like play it. And so I was thinking I could probably watch this lower high, and once it closed below the 9 EMA, take it at 1025 roughly, and with the stop loss at like the highs or something like that. Because I still have the 1 minute supply line. It'd be a lower high price action. It would be rejecting a supply zone. So all 3 criteria of my edge would be met. And then once it closes below these moving averages, that would be extra confirmation that it's moving lower. It kind of came into the 9 EMA in the 15 minute as well, and almost the 20 EMA in the 5 minute. So it was a good, like decent pullback. Would have been a solid trade, but this is just all hindsight, So, and then one other similar trade to that was when I was watching at, what time was that? 12:54. I was looking at this price action. Let me pull up the 2 minute too. I was looking at this price action. I'll pull it up over here. and we pulled back into the supply. So it was almost another demand break and retest. We guess we had like 3 of those today. So it's now a supply zone. We had a 1-minute supply line. We had 5-minute supply forming, but it wasn't straight yet. But when I wanted to take it, wanted to enter at 12:55. I didn't take this either just because this would have been like a, joining the trend because we were rejecting the 90 minute and the 15-minute. So all 3 criteria is met, right? We're kind of exhausting out into this pullback on the 15-minute supply zone, supply lines. The 2-minute had some nice topping tails on there as well. And then the 1-minute had some top wicks. They weren't topping tails, but they were top wicks. So once it flushed and held below the 90 EMA, I think that would have been good confirmation to enter with a stop loss at the highs and just to take this to the lows again. So yeah, that would have been a solid trade. We flushed, and actually we didn't make a new high in the 1-minute candle up until like 110. Yeah, 110. So that would have been a solid trade. But unfortunately, wasn't able to take that. It's all kind of like hindsight. I'm just looking at how to utilize my edge as best I can, and the opportunities that the market gives me. So anyways, I hope you guys had a fantastic trading day today. Hope it was better than mine. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. I'd logged all these trades, screenshot everything, and so I created a plan to kind of, take better advantage of the market next time it has price action like this. How to join trends, playing supply lines still and stuff like that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and God bless. Peace.